Hi, welcome to day 2 of yoga. It's great to have you back. We're going to get started today in a seated position. So go ahead and grab that blanket or that pillow. Coming down into what's called comfort pose. Remembering to sit on the front edge of your pillow or your blanket to allow a little bit more space to sink into this shape. So day 1 of yoga started with how to set up a home practice. And I'm really curious right now. I wish I could picture where you are, how you set it up. If you feel courageous, maybe sharing in the comments below what your home practice looks like or what's been working for you as a way for us to build that sense of community and learn from one another. Today's practice is going to be an introduction to a style of yoga called yin. It is a very therapeutic and restorative practice that relies on holding poses for longer periods of time to really start to move into the elongation of our muscle groups. It is a nice counter practice if you're already active, if you already have something that you do that is an active lifestyle, that might be a sport or running or biking, that yin can be very complementary. So I love yin and I hope you do too. Let's lean back now and give our legs a shake. Recross our legs with the opposite foot in front, taking a moment to feel balanced on both sit bones. Then taking your right hand towards your hip with your fingers pointing away from you, left arm out to the side, palm facing up. Take a big inhale through your nose, reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, reaching towards the side, using your bottom hand as a leverage to help keep you seated evenly. As you continue to reach with that top hand, opening up our left side body. Let your head here just hover gently over your shoulder. If you have any neck sensitivities, listen to your inner teacher. That might mean turning your gaze downward, making any kind of micro adjustments so that this feels comfortable in your body. And then inhale, take your top hand back up and over and have it hover about a foot or so above your mat to accentuate the stretch in the left side of your neck. Then taking your bottom hand to the side of your face, very gently helping your head back to center and switching sides. Left hand on the mat, right hand out to the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reaching towards the opposite side. Again, letting your head just hover here gently, using your bottom hand for support. Continue to reach with that top hand, really feeling like your right rib cage is expanding, that you're creating some space in your right side body. And then inhale, take that top hand, let it hover, moving into the right edge of your neck. And then taking your bottom hand to the side of your face and gently helping yourself up. Really nice. Lean back, extend your legs out again. This time, bending your right foot, placing the sole of your foot on the inside of your left leg. You're going to take your right hand behind you to help create some integrity and length to your spine, and then take your left hand to your right knee. Inhale to sit really tall. Exhale to start to twist, gazing over your right shoulder. Imagining with your inhales creating some length and your exhales twisting deeper into the pose. Then inhale, coming back to center, switching sides. Bending your left leg now, taking your left hand behind you, right hand to your knee. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale to twist. Sending your breath to any places that might feel tight in your upper back. Trying to just breathe through this shape. Nice, and coming back to center, From here, we're going to come into a pose called tabletop. Tabletop looks a lot like it sounds, so sometimes that happens in life. This is a good name for this pose. You're going to place your hands with your wrists directly underneath your shoulders. So you want to imagine just stacking your bones, and then likewise having your knees directly underneath your hips. Spread your fingers. Feel like you're pushing evenly through all the cushions of each finger. Have your feet flat behind you, and then bring your back into a neutral spine, so neither swayed nor rounded. And then on your next inhale, you're going to drop your stomach and lift your heart and look up. And then on your exhale, you're going to push through your palms and round your spine, gazing back towards your navel. Inhale again, drop your stomach, lift your heart, look up. This is called cow pose. Exhale, round your spine. This is called cat. Very nice. Once again, inhale, look up, cow. Exhale, round, cat. And then come back to a neutral spine. From here, we're going to add some fun balance work to this pose. So think of balance work as a way to be curious and not to be frustrated. So we're going to first extend our right hand straight out in front of you, and then take your left heel straight behind you. Now imagine reaching even further forward with that right hand and further back with that left heel. On your inhale, reach, and then exhale, you're going to round and bring your right elbow towards your left knee, maybe even touch. Inhale slowly, gracefully to re-extend. Exhale, round, elbow towards knee, hike it up. Once again, inhale gracefully, slowly re-extend. Exhale, round and touch, and then lower back down to tabletop. Really nice. Left hand straight out in front of you, right heel straight behind you. Inhale to reach even further in both directions, really growing in length, and then exhale, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, re-extend like you're moving through water. Exhale, round and touch. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, round and touch. And then lowering back down to tabletop. From here, you're going to take your knees about the width of your mat, and then bring your big toes to touch behind you. So there's a bit of a shape of a triangle that you're forming now with your legs. And then you're going to sink your weight back towards your heels as you extend your arms out in front of you, moving into what's called child's pose. If you can, allowing your forehead to rest on your mat. If it doesn't reach there comfortably, you could place a pillow or a block and rest your forehead on that. Child's pose is a great pose for recovery, for also getting in tune with your breath. Is you've created this kind of little cave. See if you can listen to the audible quality of your breath as you breathe in and out of your nose. From here, coming onto your fingertips, we're going to walk both of our hands off towards the right, and then exhale, sink back down. This time, inhale, lift your gaze, taking our left hand underneath our right hand. This is called thread the needle. And then coming to rest on the left side of your face. So your right palm is downward for support. Your left palm is upward and receptive. And you're moving into the outer edge of your left shoulder here. Again, listening to your inner teacher. So if this feels very intense, you would back out of it. And then pushing through that right palm as you slowly unravel. We're going to gracefully walk our hands through center and then off towards the left so that our left hand comes off the mat. And then exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift your gaze, this time right arm under left, and coming to rest on the right side of your face. Thread the needle, second side. Nice. Pushing through your left palm to help support you. Inhale slowly to unravel. We're going to come now onto our knees. I'm going to show you a pose called Hero's Pose. And this is a nice pose. For example, when we start class, we tend to start in comfort pose with your legs crisscrossed. If that pose does not work for you, for example, if you have knee sensitivities or past injuries or it just doesn't feel right, this is a nice alternative that I'll walk you through. And at any time in future classes, you're welcome to take Hero's Pose when we're in a seated position. So Hero's Pose means flattening your feet behind you. It's helpful to have a blanket or a block or a shoebox, something like a block, a thick book, placing that in between your feet and then coming to rest upon that block. If you're more open in your quads, you can sit directly on top of your heels, but again it's working with how you're feeling today. Props are awesome in yoga to help enhance your practice. You can come in, Sachi. Come in. Come in. Come in. Come in. In Hero's Pose, we're going to move into something called Eagle Arms. So take your arms out to the side, and then you're going to cross your left elbow underneath your right elbow. And then either just touching your opposite shoulders with your hands or continuing to twist by bringing your left fingers towards your right palm and raising your elbows slightly to be more aligned with your shoulders. Let's take a huge inhale together here through our nose. Pause at the top of your breath. And then open your mouth and let out a sigh. And then slowly release your hands. Shake it out. Make some circles with your wrists. And let's switch sides. This time bringing your right elbow underneath your left. And then either touching your shoulders if that feels like a good enough stretch for today, or continuing to bind by taking your right fingers towards your left palm. If there's space, maybe bringing your elbows up slightly more aligned with your shoulders. And then again, inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, let out a sigh. And slowly unravel. Nice. We're going to come down now to some reclined poses. So coming down onto your back, letting your head rest onto your mat, softening your shoulders, crossing our right foot over our left leg, taking your right hand and applying gentle forward pressure to that right thigh. This pose, it's good to flex your foot, pointing your right toes towards your knees. That's going to protect your knee joint. And then from here, we're going to peel our left foot off the mat, interlace your fingers behind your left leg. Continue to flex that right foot. Encourage your right knee away from you as you gently draw that left leg in towards you, stopping at your edge, right when you start to feel that heightened stretch in your right or out hip. And then perhaps closing your eyes here and really just trying to soften your hip and breathe through any blockage. I would start singing Let It Go right now, but you probably won't make it to day 3. And then slowly lowering both feet back down on your mat. Taking your left foot, crossing it over your right, applying gentle forward pressure. Flexing your left foot here. Noticing the stillness in the room, the stillness in your body. How your breath can slow down and make more still your thoughts. And then peeling your right foot off the mat, interlacing your fingers behind that right leg. Trying not to hold this pose in your facial expressions, so really softening your forehead, your eyebrows, maybe even bringing a gentle smile to your face. And then go ahead and lower both feet back down, taking your feet to the width of your mat and letting your knees come in and rest against one another. Allow your hands to rest alongside your body, your palms face upward. Then you're going to slowly let both knees flop towards the right, and then bring them back to center, and then let both knees flop towards the left. You want to picture like a windshield wiper on your car. So flop into the right, come through the center, flopping to the left. Doing that a couple more rounds at your own pace. Releasing our lower backs. Very nice. All right, let's hug those legs in, wrapping your arms around your shins, drawing in tight. Then from here, we're gonna, again, play a little bit with balance. So think of it with curiosity, not with frustration. You're gonna cross your ankles and take your hands behind your thighs. Let's see if I can do this without having my microphone fly off my head. And you're gonna rock forward and back a few times until you can land high boat. Okay? And then cross your ankles, hold the backs of your legs, rock, high boat. Cross, hold, rock, high boat. Okay, let's stay in high boat now. So in some integrity, you're gonna lift your heart. You might start to notice that your muscles are quivering, right? We're kind of waking them up here, challenging our bodies for a moment. And then we're going to come down into what's called low boat. So your feet are still elevated, your hands are still elevated, and you're imprinting the lower part of your back onto your mat. And then inhale, high boat. Exhale, low boat. Inhale, high boat. Exhale, low boat. One more time, inhale, high boat, smile. Exhale, low boat, and lower down. Closing your eyes here. We're off our boat, back to shore, lying down on the sand. Nowhere to go. Just be at peace. From here, crossing your right hand, letting it rest on your heart. And then taking your left hand on top of your right hand. Noticing your breath. Bringing to mind here something for which you are grateful today. It can be something grandiose or something quite simple, but really focusing on that person or that place, that thing, that event for which you are grateful. While we can't change our circumstances right now, and things might be less than ideal for many of us, we can change our perspective. When we practice gratitude, life becomes more enjoyable. From here, we're going to roll onto our right side. Pause there for a moment. Together, let's all take another inhale through our nose. Pause at the top of your breath. Open your mouth, let out a sigh of relief. And then very gently pushing yourself to a seated position. Now you have two choices. You can come to comfort pose, or you can come to hero's pose, whichever one works better for you. You're already becoming a yogi, knowing you have choices, knowing what they're called. Who would have thought? Taking your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for being here again, day 2, to this yin class. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel just a little bit more awesome now than you did before you started the class. And I can't wait to see you again. Namaste.